Well, I got to ask, Governor, how do you respond to Senator Sweeney's loss? And candidly, given your sometimes fraught relationship with the Senate President, are you at all relieved to be maybe working with somebody else in the future?
To the contrary, I'm stunned. He and I spoke yesterday. We had exchanged texts in the wee small hours of I guess, Wednesday morning and Wednesday midday. But he and I spoke yesterday. I'm stunned. This guy who is apparently winning is a dangerous guy. Dan and I were talking about his Twitter feed. I think it's his Twitter feed or Facebook. The stuff that's on there is outrageous. And I want to be unequivocal. I do not welcome this in any way, shape, or form. Steve has been a great partner, particularly over the past sort of two and a half years. But at every step of the way, we've gotten a ton done together. And no matter how good an idea we have, or Tim or Tara and I, you need legislative leadership. And Steve has been outstanding. As has Craig, by the way. He sends his best wishes. I meant to say that, Tara. He wanted to be here and could not. But Craig Coughlin and Steve and I have had a really, really good rhythm. I'm very bummed, and he deserves the space that he needs to kind of revote. And I have my fingers crossed. If it comes out the wrong way, I will please.
Governor,
is that you?
Yes. Hi, how are you? If we learned one thing from this election is that New Jersey is more divided than anyone thought, how will you lead this state knowing that there is such a division in minds?
Yeah, yes and no in terms of your premise, Meg. I mean, first of all, record number of votes for gubernatorial, and that's a good thing. And I like the fact that early voting in person contributed to that. It'll end up being, about 7 or 8% of the vote when all is said or done. That number is only going to go up going forward. That was a huge, good, smart step we took collectively. Listen, I have sort of two reactions. Thank God we did all the stuff we did, because it allowed us to withstand this red wave that swept over a lot of folks, including around the country. So I think had we not had a lot of programs and steps taken for both that stronger and fairer New Jersey that we're in pursuit of, it might have washed over us. And secondly, there's a lot of people out there we still need to touch. Quite clearly, there's a lot of hurt, a lot of people screaming out, basically saying, I need help, and I need government to step in because no one else is stepping in. And we get that, we understand that, and we're committed to broadening, the stronger, fairer that works for everyone, not just some. It's quite clear we need more people on that everyone list, and I'm committed to that. Jane.
Do you think Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden, the visit scared off people in the middle, so swing voters on the fence about whether to do or Chiarelli? And second, do you think that how the people voted was essentially a mandate that you need to move away from some more of these left-wing progressive policies and into more centrist issues like affordability and taxes?
I don't view, on the first question, no. And by the way, you stand with people who you believe in and choose to stand alongside, whether you think you take a political hit for that or not. It never even occurred to me. In fact, the president wasn't here for politics. Tell me, what's controversial about expanding pre-K and christening a bridge that's replacing one that's 111 years old? And we'll do that 10 out of 10 times. And no, I don't buy this. I've said from moment one, we're pragmatic, pro-growth progressives, stronger and fairer. The question, Daniel, implies that all we focus on is fairer, and I'm proud of a lot of things we've done there, including this program, raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, equal pay for equal work, funding Planned Parenthood, you name it. But I'll tell you, I'm also as proud, and Tim Sullivan is right up to his eyeballs in this. The stronger part means growing the economy, and we're equally committed. So no, we're not changing. We didn't change our stripes in 2017 when we won the primary and then came to the general. We didn't change between the general and in governing, and we're not going to change now. But I will, back to Meg's question, we clearly need to touch more people. We need to get at more kitchen tables. There are too many people. What I take away from this, there's a lot of hurt out there, which we knew, but it's a big group of folks who are screaming out for help, and I want to be the administration that gives them that help, please.
In a state with 1 million more registered Democrats and Republicans, why do you think this was so close?
Listen, New Jersey historically has had gubernatorial elections that have gone one way or the other. That's just as a regular reality in New Jersey. seen it in our lifetimes with Governor Kane. You've seen it with Governor Whitman, Governor Christie. That happens. I'm fortunate enough. I'm the first Democrat to repeat after 44 years, which I'm proud of. I'm told I'm the first in a long time, maybe. Yeah, thank you. Campaign operation over here. I love you. You're up next, by the way. Stay here. Say some nice things about me. But I'm told by the team that I'm the first governor in a long time that's won not just back to back, but gotten over 50% twice in a row, and I'm proud of that.
Governor.
Please. I'm sorry, I'll get to you.
This question is from Alex and Dan of News 12.
Do I have to answer?
On election night, you said we're going to wait until every vote is counted, but why did you declare victory?
Why did I what?
Like you said, you were going to wait until every vote is now
So
counted.
why do we declare victory?
Yeah.
Amen. So listen, the gold standard of calling elections is Associated Press. They called it, and I think almost immediately thereafter, New York Times called it, CBS called it, ultimately NBC called it. When everybody calls an election, and there are institutions that are viewed as gold standards, that's your signal that you can step up and say, I declare victory. I've been awesome, Chris.
One last question, following up on the next question here. Do you think it's going to be a lot harder now to execute on more progressive policies in your second term with narrower margins in the legislature?
I haven't given it a whole lot of thought. I think we get the legislative leadership situation settled, and I look forward to sitting down with legislative leadership sooner than later, obviously. Again, I'm not, I think I've proven this, I don't change my stripes. But again, I want to come back to Meg's initial question. I care deeply about the folks out there who are screaming out clearly in protest or for however you want to describe it, that it's not working for them. And I commit that we will be there for not just whether you voted for me, but for everybody.
Governor.
So with that,
Governor.
Charlie, we'll get you afterwards. You asking a local question?
Election question.
Okay, well, it's real quick.
Yeah, just there were widespread problems with election systems on Tuesday. Can you tell us how many counties were affected? What percent of polling places were open and ready to serve the public on time? And has the state identified what equipment was responsible for the failures?
We'll probably end up giving you the answer offline with specifics, but the premise that there were widespread issues is not a good premise. The fact of the matter is that's not true. There were situations, I know there were a couple of communities, Jim, in Middlesex County, Middlesex Borough was one of them, I know, where there were issues, but they were not widespread and they were addressed quite quickly. In terms of how many and what the exact equipment was, we'll come back to you. Thank you. I want to thank Matt and his team, our mayor, the elected officials, to each and every one of you. Great to be in New Brunswick on this beautiful day, and go sustain and serve New Jersey. Thank you, everybody.
Good to see you, man.